Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi, and today I'm going to be showing you one important thing that you need to keep in mind when you need to determine the data type for your columns. Like today, we're going to be working with employee data. Like you can see on my screen, we have 5 employees. We have their ID, their name, the salary, the state, and the zip code. Today, we're going to be spending much time on the zip code. Okay, first, let's load this into Power Query. So how do I load this to Power Query? I need to click on data right here. Data from table or range. Why? Because this is already a table. So I click this and this will automatically open up Power Query for me. As you can see that we have all the columns, ID, first name, everything from data right here. Everything is fine here. Okay, so what's next? Anytime you load data into Power Query, you need to keep in mind that Power Query will try to determine what the data type should be. And sometimes it's right and sometimes it's wrong. And you have to fix it anytime it's wrong. So don't just load data and just start working with it. Confirm that it actually used the data type that you want it to use. So as you can see here, the ID Power Query makes it a whole number. How did I know that? Click on this and here it will say whole number. That means that this column is a whole number. You can also determine that from, it says 1 to 3. Anytime you see 1 to 3, that means it's a whole number. If I click on the first name, this changed to a text. That means that this column is a text. And you can also see here that it says ABC. ABC means text. 1 to 3 means whole number. So this is fine so far. If we go to zip code, this is where we have an issue. And this is where I had issue at work and I wasn't sure why my numbers were not adding up. And if you pay attention to this, remember 1 to 3 means whole number. 1 to 3, whole number. So pay attention to this. For the first one, New York, that's fine. That matches what we loaded. For the second one, Texas, it's fine. Arizona, it's fine. But when we get to Massachusetts, we loaded 02134 as the zip code. But Power Query turned it to 2134. Well, 2134, it's not the same as 02134. Let's pay attention here. This gave me a lot of issue at work. And why is this wrong? This is wrong because Power Query made this to be a whole number. Whole number do not start with 0, so it truncated, meaning that it removed the 0, the leading 0, the 0 here, and it just made it to 2134. If you load this data and start working with it, you're going to get wrong data in your analysis and you don't want that. So how do we fix this? We need to tell Power Query that do not make this a whole number. I want it to be a text. And how do we do that? You can either click here and go to text, or you can just change it right here. It's going to give you the same information. So if you click text, it's going to ask you an important question. This is very important. It's going to ask you, do you want me to replace the current? Meaning, do you just want me to make this a text? I shouldn't try to make it a whole number. Or do you want me to just make it a text from this number right here? It is important that we click on replace current. But let me show you what's going to happen if you click on add new step. If you click on add new step, it doesn't fix it because it goes from making it a number, a whole number, and then it just changes to a text. That's not going to fix it. So let me close this and let's do it again. So now we're going to choose replace current. Replace current meaning when I load this data, Power Query, please make it a text. Do not make it a whole number. And then when we click this, you can see that the 0 is back here and our data is good to go. Somebody might be asking, okay, Mimi, what about the salary? Well, salary, we know that sometimes people get a raise of like 50 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. If this is a whole number, it's going to truncate those values. So it's important that we change this as well to currency here and say, yes, just like this, we want you to replace the current. And we are good to go. So now we just need to rename this. Remember, anytime you work with data, make sure you give it meaningful name. So this, we're going to call it employee data. And now we're going to load this into Power Pivot and we're good to go. So what you just need to do is click here and say close and load to. Close and load to is going to give you this, and you can say add this to the data model and say okay. Give it a couple minutes. Yeah, and then if we go to Power Pivot and if we go to manage right here to open up Power Pivot, we can see that Massachusetts, we have 0213, which is the correct value. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Remember, you can do it. It's not difficult at all. And I will see you in my next video. Please remember to subscribe and like and share with your friends. Bye.